Alrighty, we have the level 65 Bard quest given to us by Sanson. We are still in Castrum Oriens, just on the other side of the East Shroud. We are in the Fringes. 1 Autumn's Secret. Here we go. Cutscene. We've continued our surveillance of Nourval's activities. It's beyond a shadow of a doubt that he has an ulterior motive. In order to find the tome, it's past time we took our search to the field, but always he finds an excuse to stall. Whenever I suggest investigating this ruin or that, he will inevitably claim we haven't enough information. 'Tis plain he doesn't want us out there. Nay, bastard wants all that outside goodness for himself, but try as we might, we haven't been able to find out where he sneaks off to. Warier than a bird, that one, says Guidolo. Meanwhile, the masked bandits continue ambushing Alliance patrols, and they always know exactly where and when to strike. It's as though they have insider knowledge of patrol routes, whatever. The only explanation being there's a mole in the garrison leaking them intelligence. Leaking them intelligence. And who could that mole be save for Nourval? I don't know why that was so hard. Every move of his marks him as the prime suspect. We know little and less of Nourval's plot, but it can only lead to ill. We must needs bring it to light, and swiftly, before he can do any more harm. To that end, Guidolo and I have been keeping Nourval close, allowing him no chance to act, but now he will be positively itching to rendezvous with his accomplices. And this is where you come in, Mercy. We need you to feed Nourval some false information, that I am in an alliance meeting and Guidolo a drunken stupor. Our man will not pass up the chance to sneak out, and he is like to do so with greater haste than usual. This will afford us an opening to shadow him to his destination. Drunken stupor? Really? Not so flattering, I know, but you cannot deny that it's believable. He doesn't contest it. Now then, Mercy, pray go to Nourval and plant our misinformation. Once you have done so, come and meet us outside the castrum. Ote. Let's go find Nourval. He's a little bit to the southeast. Oops. Both of them unavailable? And there I was ready to strike out on the trail of a promising lead. Well, disappointing though it is, the search will have to wait. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some business to attend to. Again, I forgot how I did his voice, as usual. But I remember doing it kind of whiny, like a whiny teen, but close enough. We go outside the gates to talk to Sanson to continue. It worked, my friend. Nourval rushed out of the castrum not a moment ago. He was headed east towards a ruin called Gir Kehem. Guidolo trails him even as we speak. Come, let us join the chase. It's a race. Oh, get off it. You don't want to die today, son. So yeah, we fly east. Some rocky terrain, some trees, and now we have a waterfall. You know what? I've never really looked at this waterfall. It's a tall one. You're a tall one. You know, I don't think they have the water physics correct. Because it looks like it's moving slowly. Like there's some moving slower than the rest inside. I've been to waterfalls. They don't really look like this. Some water falling slower than the rest. Like, look, inside there, it looks like it's... Anyway. Whatever. But nice tall waterfall. And now we just have rocky terrain, like plateaus, and think about like the gorge. Or the Painted Rocks. I think it's in Arizona. A little bit Grand Canyon, but not just one long stretch, just a bunch of that kind of stuff. And we talked to Guidolo next to Sanson, and he's got a glow about him, so we have an event coming. 67 cap, let's go. Cutscene, by the way. It's a good old-fashioned tryst. Let's have us a peek, shall we? Says Guidolo. And we see Nourval talking to two guys who are masked. One has a spear, one a bow and arrows. "We have it, my lord. Turn it up among his retainers' possessions." "We have it, my lord. Turned it up among his retainers." Okay, says the masked man, one of the masked men. Nourval hands it over, whatever it is. "At long last, Gilbard's journal, and not a moment too soon. I just about outstayed my welcome at the garrison. When that adventure caught us falling upon the patrol, I had feared that the game was up. But thankfully, the other two were blind fools, all this time watching me, and they didn't see a thing." "We've only skimmed the tome, but it seems you were right about what happened to Lord Vainchalon. Victor A.I. Nancy, Charlie H.E.L.O. Nancy. Vainchalon. I don't know that name. Was there ever any doubt? Once we return to Gridania and make this public knowledge public, none shall harbor so much as a shred of sympathy for Alamigo. That shall pave the way for us to propagate Lord Vainchalon's will and advance our agenda." Not a tryst. "At last, we've uncovered Nourval's purpose, and the tome is right before our eyes, no less. Commander Heloise spoke of a faction that vehemently opposes our aiding Alamigo. I dare say we have found them," says Sanson. "But how did Nourval come to lead such a crew, and what is this talk of Vainchalon?" The Gridanian general sung about in nigh 100 songs, who led our forces against Gilbard in the autumn war," says Guidolo. "Only to die of an illness before the fighting was over. Aye, the very same. Having lost his leadership, we would have lost the war entirely had the other nations not come to our aid. Don't know about the rest of you, but it seems to me our damning little secret pertains to Vainchalon. And Nourval seeks to use it to stoke the fires of anti-Alamigan sentiment to some sinister end. This cannot be borne. We cannot let them have the journal. Are you with me?" We both nod. They're already gone. We've taken too long talking about it. Sometimes you just gotta go in. "Sir, yes, sir. To begin with, I want you to... Nourval, we cannot allow you to have that tome." "How did you... No matter. You'll not stand in my way." "So you want to do this the hard way, huh?" This guy, I don't know. I'm just gonna spread my dots because I feel like it. It'd be nicer if you guys grouped up. Should I... Oh, I already used all my other cooldowns. Come on. Sometimes this takes forever to proc and it's really annoying. Stupid. It'll sit at 2 for so long for no freaking reason, man. Whatever. Don't care. What? Am I not attacking anything? What the fuck's going on? And yes, I know I screwed up my rotation some fierce, but whatever. And I let my dots drop. Gosh dang it. Oh, what are you doing over here? He's running. Right, do I have a... Oh. How many friends has he got? No worries. Sanson's like, not good. Maybe I should have been using more of my cooldown. Whence comes this power? Says Sanson after a big AoE. Oh wait. He hit me. Oops. Oops, I meant to use the other one. Damn it. Dang it. That was a long one. Damn. We have a cutscene with, I think, the tome that we were looking for. Nourval and his comrades are, down, panting. Huh. Perhaps you're not such blind fools after all. Very well, take your journal. Aye, take it, read it. Know the vile crime the Alamegans committed against Lord Vainchalon, against my own blood, and see the folly of aiding such honorless people. What do you mean, your own blood? Says Sanson. He just smiles and runs. Leaving the book, by the way, Sanson picks it up. Did I mishear? Did he just say that Vainchalon was his ancestor? Aye, that's what it sounded like. Vainchalon, the folk here loved by all, celebrated in countless songs, and that Pain the Rear's his descendant. Never would have guessed. Any road, we've got bigger concerns. Let's see what this musty old tome's hiding. I might want to grab a different scene. But we'll see. I'll go through the video and check it out. Sanson just cocks his head at Gaidalo. I don't know why. Starts reading. To Vainchalon, I extended an invitation to negotiate peace. The meeting must be in secret, I explained, for not all of my officers share my view. My opponent accepted and arrived at the appointed hour. Peace? Everybody knows there weren't no peace and there weren't no peace on offer. Wow. The hell's this about? Says Gaidalo. Sanson keeps reading. Eyes go wide, mouth open a bit now. Wait, it continues. Without suspicion, he took his seat, and without suspicion, he drank the poisoned wine. The effect was swift and sure, and within moments the man lay dead at my feet. This shocks me and Gaidalo as well. Wait, Vainchalon was murdered by poison? To this day, Lord Vainchalon remains an object of worship among many Gridanians. Were they to learn of this, it would pose a serious and ongoing impediment to diplomatic relations. There's no denying that some Alamegans did some terrible things in the past, but what Nourval's trying to do ain't no better. Might be as he's after the truth, but nothing good'll come of this, and certainly not any decent songs, says Gaidalo. The truth. Tell me, Gaidalo, when we surrender this journal to our superiors, what do you think they would do with the knowledge? The seed seers decide. I reckon the brass hats at the Outer's Nest would want to cover it up, bury it nice and deep, and pretend it never existed. Aye, nor would I put it past them to exploit the knowledge to gain leverage in dealings with Alamigo. But whatever they may do is none of our concern, is it? Duty compels us to hand the journal over to headquarters. He and Guidolo kind of have a little stare down a bit. You are the leader of our merry band, Sanson, and duty compels me to obey your orders, shite though they often are. You decide whether we hand over the journal or not. He looks to me. Guidolo would entrust this decision to me, but what of you, Mercy? My options are either you should decide, or we should all decide. We should all decide. No, forgive me this unseemly display. Guidolo has the right of it. He smiled at, my offer of all of us. Guidolo has the right of it. As the leader, mine is the burden of decision. And he's just kind of staring at the tome, and now his eyes close. At any rate, this ain't the place for moral dilemmas. Let's get ourselves back to the castrum before Nourval and his mates decide they want to have another go. And everybody nods, and we walk out of the cutscene as it goes black. And we get teleported back to Orions. That's nice of them. And we talk to Sanson to finish the quest. Guidolo has disappeared somewhere in the castrum, giving me room to ponder matters I shouldn't doubt. I've since read through Gilbard's journal, and I'm afraid there is no two ways about it. He summoned Vainchilon under the pretense of peace, and then slew him with poison. Why would he write about it? It's his journal, right? It's the journal of Gilbard. Why would he... people are dumb, but why would you put your confession in a journal that would or could possibly be found someday? However, one mystery remains. It appears one of Vainchilon's sons was present at the fateful meeting. Landrinel was his name, and he narrowly escaped with his life, but instead of crying bloody murder, he announced that his sire had died of illness. Here is a man who witnessed his own flesh and blood slain, and in the most underhanded manner, yet he concealed the truth. Why did he do this? I do not understand. But it avails us not to agonize over the motives of those who lived in the past. Nay, our quandary concerns the future. For the future of both nations, the truth is best kept buried. No good can come of digging it up. 'Tis crystal clear what must be done. And yet, though my mind sees the logic, my heart rebels against the idea. Forgive me, Mercy, it seems I require more time to think on it. 105,000 experience points, a 1995 gil. And we are all done with this quest. I got a wind-up Taru recently from... At some point in time, you will have spent your company seals on basically everything there is to spend them on. So every time I'm close to capped, which, when you are the highest rank you can be, as far as I know, the cap is 90. Well, I think I am, because I can access every tier of purchasable goods. But yeah, so 90,000. But like when I approach 90,000, I spend 20,000 on a third expansion or fourth expansion, like minion or mount box. The chance of a mount is extremely low, but like you get minions all the time, and some of the times I got like this green slime 1 billion times. I think I just put the last one up on the market. That's an exaggeration. I probably got like 4 times, but I got the Taru recently. I'm very happy about that. If you didn't know, Tarus are what they were called, or what Lalafels were called in Final Fantasy XI. So he's my buddy right now. Did I add him as a favorite? I think I did. Let me make sure. Yeah, awesome. So, myself, the Taru, Sanson, we all thank you for watching. We just hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now. What are you doing down there, dude? Little Taru guy.